from Happy, just getting so much ticks of the dynamite damage as he'll send the Bob in towards the Arisas.
Nano boost here. Oh, okay. Happy. Bob goes down the well. Master's able to get rid of that one pretty cleanly. The Atlanta Rain is still in control now. The tactical visor from Pelican forces the Outlaws again to move inside. But this is where Happy gets to keep striking. He had a comfortable little perch up here for most of that fight, and he's going to get away essentially scot-free here. The point's still owned by the Rain, so the Outlaws need to actually put their foot down. But from there on out, it's just housekeeping.
Yeah, the Bob goes in, everybody has to back up for the Rain, and then Dreamer goes in with Dante, and Dante at that moment, he had the nano boost in the Mercy pot.
Trying to get a slide off angle here, but immediately runs into Piggy, who doesn't want to use all of his defense matrix, and that's a sleep dart to shut down the tac visor. Nicely done from Crimzo across the map. Kai gonna force the self-destruct here for remake purposes. Piggy gladly gonna jump straight back in the pilot seat, and Dante is causing problems. Kai goes down to the sticky bombs, and it's a sticky situation for Iris. He's run down by Dreamer. And now the Outlaws.
Matrix there, although not shooting at it. You never know. Could have went back, kind of took that angle. And then the defense matrix from Piggy right in the face of Kai, keeping Dante alive. That's huge because he picks up some kills at the end. As Gator will go down first as he switches over to Wrecking Ball.
Another sleep dart from Crimzo really starts this fight off just the right way for the Outlaws. Again, Nano Boost going to be going over to Dante, and he doesn't even need to duplicate. That will be the Outlaws. After a little bit of a slower start here, they kind of specialties not dealt with, or at least covered in some sense. Kai just tries to attract his attention over to the left-hand side, and for a moment it does work. But Happy will again look to reposition. It's a low-health McCree there for Kai, and needs to be careful. But Dante's been picked off. You see the Rain here slowly advancing their position. That pile driver could be quite nasty, and it was going to be huge. They were so low. There wasn't enough healing going over towards the Arisa McCree setup.
Well, we got to get a clip of that because the way that ends up happening and doing that much damage is he gets it.
It's Gator, felled by the sticky bombs first though, and the Rain trying to inch closer to retaking this point, but Dante copies up Batiste. We see more and more support duplication here. Dante's able to find at least a 1 kill for his trouble there. Self-destruct, nothing found. Piggy's going to be able to remake here, and Gator's in deep trouble, Matt.
Yeah, and Gator was off to the side there originally where the fight kicked off and you had him drop early. There was really difficult for the supports on the Rain to even poke out here as now last chance it'll be Gator trying to get a touch on the point.
Gator will get there, has to use the adaptive shielding to do so now, and can't really get away, especially with the biotic grenade applied. 99% and counting here in the Rain look pretty darn uninfused. Constantly seems to be nipping at his heels. Okay, a couple sticky bombs there, but a gigantic biotic grenade from Crimzo is going to catch 3. There'll be a trade of kills. Dreamer goes down here, but this is where the rest of the Outlaws can spring into action. Pelican, his feathers are ruffled, suffice to say, as he takes to the sky to try and slap Dante down, but Dante escapes and finds another kill elsewhere. It's Hawk after the D-Mech now being removed, and Iris, gets away just. Pelican's able to finish off Dante with a focusing beam here, and the Atlanta Rain are keeping this pressure coming, but Gator can't get anywhere. You'd think 4 legs would make you a little bit faster, but the battle car gets tipped, and Dreamer is back in action at full health.
And Hawk, Pelican actually trying to get a remake kill there on the Piggy, finally finishes him off. He'll come back on Echo, but I'm not sure this is going to be enough, as you'll have Dreamer being able to go back to the point, get a touch. Juby
kill pressure now with that remake. Gator going to throw the shield down, but it's still going to be pressured from behind. Piggy just keeping it coming here as Bob gets deployed to the point, but Iris is down. It's just a mercy for healing. Had to be a resurrect there, and the risk that Master took pays off. At least he returns his Batiste back to the fight, but Dante springs alive once more.
He is just so good on the Echo.
In and out, comfortable stuff here. Throws his sticky bombs over towards that side room as Gator is tentatively trying to make his way forward. That is what the Rain were looking for. Kai's able to find a pick there, but he's not shielded by Gator's barrier, so he has to back away and play a little safe. Happy return to the fight, but Juby goes down. That's the price he pays for returning his compatriot. Hawk looks pretty befuddled there. Going down to Happy's dynamite just after the action is brought back into the fight. Piggy now has to go for full stall. Dreamer's gone down, so all of the scrutiny is leveraged at the Diva, but Bob's back again. More time buys here as both Bobs stare each other down on the point, but there's no durability to work with here for the Outlaws, and they will concede the point.
I was going to say, you can't take the point here for Atlanta. I mean, that was...
Kai has one of his own, though, and here... Okay, there it is. So, I mean, it's just as well that Coach Kane came in just a little bit before the sleep dart. Dante nano boosted, but it doesn't really seem to matter. Pelican got one of his own. Self-destructs from both divas find their individual kills on each other, but the Rain will keep moving, and they're starting to build up some momentum in this composition.
Now it's a Reaper up there.
The Outlaws adamant. They want to control the high ground. They hang around for so long and they take some risks, but it seems to pay off. Dreamer is, well, in Timbuktu presently. He's just trying to find himself that Mega. He'll get it, but in his absence, Dante is taken down, so it's a 5v5 trade. And of course, the Mercies bring them back. We're now back to square one here, and the Atlanta Rain are still trying to push forward. Dreamer goes down to the focusing beam, but Happy looked like he'd be able to get a D-suit. The healer was there. Piggy is back, though, and Dante gets knocked out of his duplication. He's able to back away, though. And the Outlaws have bought a little bit of time. The self-destruct may clear some space, but Houston can still get back to the car, and they do. That supercharger, though, that's going to be dangerous.
And the supercharger could be able to push them over the line, especially with Juby down now. You lose Piggy. This should be the Atlanta Rain completing the map. 30 seconds on the clock left. You mentioned it, though. They started to do a much better job of dealing with that wrecking ball.
He's standing away from Gator right now and is forced to use his kinetic grasp rather early. That is going to spell doom for the Dutchman if he doesn't get the assistance he needs. Crimzo goes down, though, so there is a trade there. A very hard-fought elimination onto the Sigma, and for the Outlaws, there's not enough of a lead here in terms of player.
No, this will be a fight win for the Rain. Pelican using his Primal Rage there to finish off Dante. And I'm almost surprised it went that route. So Happy gets picked off here at the end. That Bob to solve the point.
Here we go. Supercharger and Gravitic Flux. Kai trying to set up in the guard tower here, as I'll call it. And he's pretty safe. Not a whole lot the Outlaws can do. If Dreamer wants to dive that position, he has to walk onto the point and then jump, or do it from the high ground, and it's nigh impossible. Because he played a crucial way to break this part open, he can even give it over towards Dreamer, but no. Happy with the blade, finds Kai. That's the start he's looking for. Wants to try and chase down Master, but he's going to be able to get away. Forced to deflect and lose some of that blade. Uptime there, Iris eventually takes him down. Kai's brought back to the fight, so now the effect of the Dragon Blade is essentially erased. Gator is down though, but that's a remake kill for Pelican. Getting rid of Juby, no less. And the Atlanta Rain, my God, they look much better here, Matt, when they've got plenty of barriers to play with.
Yeah, 5 seconds left. The Outlaws just kind of going into panic mode, though, as you do have one kill there. Crimzo takes out Kai. Maybe you're able to make something happen here as Happy comes back on the Soldier 76.
Dreamer putting the pressure on now. The Outlaws have the numbers. They just want to play a little bit more of this map. Happy has to quickly hop, skip, and jump out of what would have been the Gravitic Flux, and he is able to get away. Master taken down now, and nicely done for the Outlaws. They just, frankly, they just switch to heroes with mobility. They lock their legs, they bring the Lucio, they get back to the point, they win the fight. Kai just trying to lay down some suppressive fire for the time being. Oh, okay, that's a big one, actually. Headshot on Dante as he took to the skies. He's still going to be able to find Pelican with that nano boost, though. Crimzo eventually goes down here, so the Outlaws, they want to try and make this one happen quickly. Juby can only really heal one person at any one time without Valk. That's a tough job. So he brings Crimzo back. But having already lost Dante here, the Atlanta Rain look like they're looking solid for now. On a map like Hollywood and a stage like the second. Dreamer, oh, he gets knocked up twice. Ah, that's disgusting. A lot of CC leverage in him. The Bob really adds insult to injury as he's again knocked skyward. Kai eventually forced away to some degree. Iris taken down by Dante. Wants the remake, but the coach gun is going to deny that possibility.
You do make a great point, though. Without having the shields, like the static shields for the Outlaws when trying to take that high ground, it's so difficult. You see Gator...
Great job from Hawk there. Goes up with the rocket boosters, just knocking people awry. And that Bob was very short-lived. Not really sure what the plan was there for Happy. Trying to keep that up on the high ground. He does get rid of Master at the very least. Even Iris is in a great position to keep Gator alive. He also has an amplification matrix. It's not even...
now Chengdu falls. But you've given Dante this like off angle, right? How do you play this with your shield if you're Atlanta? You lose Gator, he's coming all the way back.
Oh,
but
man.
like Dante off to the side, you have to deal with this, and you just kind of get pinched right from both angles. So you end up losing that fight if you're Atlanta. You're still going to get like another...
Starting to get shredded to pieces here. And this is the Gravitic Flux from Piggy. And they're going to try and follow it up here with a nano-boosted Echo. It's a good little combo. Master and Gator are both down. There's no Orisas left here. And Dante is left to run roughshod.
So you get Crimzo with yet another sleep on Nakai. So Crimzo has had himself a very good series. Really good season.
Definitely has to be scratching my head a little bit. The Holt's a good setup here. And Dante now is being pocketed by Jake. Still, Gator finds him in the sky.
So, I mean, the Blizzard gives them time to get Hawk back in mech. It also may just be you're going to move away from this May eventually, as that'll be a sound barrier for Masa as they want to get aggressive. Use that speed boost, use the May walls to split players off. But, that's Dante with a double with a self-destruct. Everybody got aggressive on Atlanta, and Dante makes it pay. Now Atlanta's come alive on D.
Crimzo picked off in the back line. Now it's Master going in there. Pelican helps set it up, and this Gravitic Flux could be an issue because Dante just beamed down both Gator and Iris there, and Piggy wants to push forward. Kinetic Grasp was always going to be there for the Deadeye, and invariably Dante gets another big duplicate. This time replaces Junggu by copying Gator as Orisa.
Yeah, and then Jake goes back.
Throws a spanner in the works for the Outlaws and causes them to pause, forces them to stagger themselves a little bit. But Master again just goes too far. Headshot from Happy to clean up the Lucio.
Yeah, I think he was trying to get a boot, maybe knock players down from the high ground, but so aggressive.
Okay, he did not mean to hit that shot. He just didn't mean to do that. There's no way.
It's kind of, I mean, it's a lot of, Hangzhou. You see a bunch of players, you start firing in that general vicinity, and all of a sudden, you hear the headshot noise start to ding, right?
Cast the net wide.
Up top, on the rotating platform on the Piggy, he just gets rotated out of the way of the line of sight of the Rain. As, the Rain ended up using Supercharger Flux and the Blizzard, and the Carters just moved the entire time. Kai on a flank. You're going to be able to deal with Crimzo. Maybe you can get a res here for Jake, but as in Junkertown fashion, it just kind of devolves into chaos.
I mean, yeah, Sigma gets nano boosted on the high ground. That's not really the candidate you expect. Grenade, so does Gator. So two of the most important players in this comp have to keep their heads down at the start of this fight. Kai trying to make his way out of spawn here with the Deadeye, but it's respected, in fairness, but the Outlaws are ready to fight as soon as it's gone. That's a sound barrier that catches 6 here. Masa now to push forward just a little bit more, and the Outlaws, yeah, they know they're going to back away here. Looks like the cart stops here.
Still, you don't get a map completion for Houston. Junker
dynamic here. He's not playing aggressively, actually, really trying to play quite safe behind this tower, largely because he knows that there's a big old target printed on his forehead for these two enemy snipers. Jake eventually goes down here, so Jake wanted to play it with his tanks, but there's a flanking angle for Hangzhou, and it's always punishing. The Rain able to outmaneuver the Outlaws here and
a bit more sense, especially when they come out with double sniper. You see the pressure that Dante already can put on a player like Pelican.
Yeah, it doesn't even need nano boost. In fact, Genji in this composition is valued more, I think, for how he plays without the ultimate. But Pelican's able to find the damage boosted headshot there. It's a little too easy right now for the Atlanta Rain to make some of these gigantic steps forward. Pelican absolutely pummels the Outlaws. Pretty nasty. Now, it looks like there was a little bit of a gap for the Outlaws to step to the left and avoid the Dragon Strike. Still, though, that slows him down. Happy's able to find Kai, though, so there's an opportunity for the Outlaws now to get back in after, or in the wake of the Dragon, rather. Gravitic Flux on a great target. It's going to be hard to keep Hawk alive. You see Iris getting extra healing with direct hits actually allows them to keep their Sigma in the fight. Hawk then turns around and finds Happy somehow with the Hyperspheres. Don't ask me how that happened, I don't know. And Iris again, getting a lot of value out of these petite changes.
This will be a Gravitic Flux from Hawk. The rally coming in here for Jake, just trying to keep everybody up on the cart. Not enough healing, though, for Junggu. Is Kai from range, just free firing, as this will be a blade from Dante trying to save the day for the Outlaws.
Doesn't do much. Dante spends much of that time deflecting, man. I don't think the Genji is going to be...
You're going to have that same combo here to figure out how you're going to shoot it off.
I mean, this is tough for the Outlaws. I'm sorry. I don't think Brigitte is good against a poke composition, much less double sniper. Looks really, really hard for the Outlaws to get value out of Jake.
Have to wait a little bit. They know Dante's on the flank. And now Pelican's able to deal with them. You use an Amp Matrix here. This should be the Atlanta Rain. Great opportunity to complete the map. Happy, though, takes out Kai, so trying to make a comeback.
They are so far ahead right now, the Rain. Still 3 minutes left on the clock, and they're looking comfortable. Jake eventually going to get ground down. Gravitic Flux, but you can see Piggy ever aware of the potential. Charlie Niner. That cart's going to get home, though. On the
all I heard Brent talk about.
Yeah,
Troy.
Nah, good bloke. I met him, actually. Yeah, nice. Yeah, good value. Here's the Outlaws getting pressured on defense. Having to play Wrecking Ball on defense is always risky business. They've lost Happy and Piggy already, so suffice to say, they are looking a little deflated.
They get ran over. Well, they're not even able to really kind of make any type of play at the choke. They just kind of They lose Piggy straight away. You have the immortality field.
High ground to move them away. Dreamer tries to get in there and boop them, but he's going to take a face full of damage, and Juby's gone down. That's not good. One of those mainstays for the Outlaws here that could guarantee a solid defense has already been taken away. Good biotic grenade. Very long range from Crimzo there. That makes it impossible for Iris and Master to escape.
And can you get a tick here if you're Atlanta? That's really kind of what you're playing for at this point, as it doesn't look likely. You just had the Bob with Hawk on the point. Hawk will just jump off the side, but
Dante just ducks back around the corner. But the Rain have numbers. They have Iris set up in a really safe spot, by the way, on this high ground to just keep healing coming. Nothing. Sleep dart. Crimzo absolutely saves the day again. But Piggy goes down. Happy's lost the Bob, so that key stall element now is gone. With Dreamer coming back from spawn, or from the periphery rather. It's going to be tough to prevent this. That's 1.5 ticks. Gator gets hit with a biotic grenade though. That could be a big opening. Again, Crimzo's the one that creates these opportunities. But it's going to take more than that. Are you kidding me, Dante? A crucial 2 kills there. Gets rid of the Orisa and the McCree. And somehow the Outlaws find their way back in.
It's not somehow. I mean, Dante just makes another play.
Press that advantage. Now with the Soldier 76, it means much more to have this position. And of course, he synergizes so much better than Echo does with that Amp Matrix. Dante and Crimzo are down here, so that's your playmakers off the table right now for the Houston Outlaws. And Iris, this is exactly where you want to be. You're damage boosted, you're sat on a biotic field, McCree's flanking you, you're all good.
And you have the Soldier just right, so he can close the gap on them. I don't think you just kind of push the Orisa as Pelican. I mean, that is such a great read. They realize that there's no Mercy in the mix. Dante alone at the choke. He has the Mercy pocket. Just goes right over the top. Finishes
I mean, yeah, you know you can play aggressively when you have the Mercy against an Echo that's forced to play a loose end like Dante is here. Maybe the Echo doesn't feel like a great fit for the Outlaws in this composition. But again, I want to pose your question back to you.
Here's another thing. These Outlaws players need to create some type of action because they know Dante is still just stuck in the choke.
Moira duplicated. All right then. Kamehameha to Dragon Ball Z Showdown across the map. Coalescence built for Pelican here. Looks like he's doing fine. I mean, Crimzo is able to get a lot of value with his own. The extra healing can't go wrong. We're seeing so many supports duplicated, Matt. Why is this?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's really situated. The Outlaws get control of the point. They get a tick. They have sound barrier here. How does Atlanta try and work their way back on?
Sound barrier is a bit hard, so I think the Rain are just going to take 5 for a moment, but they got rid of Dreamer. That's huge. The Outlaws tried to push their advantage, and maybe they just bit off a little bit more than they can chew. Hawk, though, he's hungry, and he's going to try and run Crimzo down, who can do nothing but just back away, and he's not nearly fast enough here. Bit of spray down in the back. Crimzo, Hose, and Juby keeping it clean, but Hawk wants to get messy. Crimzo eventually burned down here. And that is another very long, very nasty stagger for Houston.
And Dreamer jumps in the window.
Okay, beams out, but Atlanta looking for some KO. Ken times 10. Piggy's in trouble. He has to back away from that one. Pelican will have a self-destruct here. And he could just send it really wherever he wants to now. Dante finds Kai, so both players can duplicate him. Oh no! Another one! And Dante, of all people, getting caught by a remake. Pelican's like, really, bro? It's going to end like that? Yes, it's going to end like that. In dismay and disgrace for the Outlaws. And the Atlanta Rain, they are looking mighty fine as things stand right now.
It's a huge win for the Atlanta Rain. Nobody favored them this series.